we go to the end of the road. Still I can't let go. Am I the only one that think that this season just flew by? If you happen to watch my previous recap videos, honey, everybody I said who was gonna get married got married, and everybody who I said was not did not. I am going to do a recap, a review, a reaction for Love is Blind Season 3, Episode 12. Yeah, we're going to talk about what happened at the reunion, girl. If you like content like so, be sure to subscribe, honey. I'm a whole vibe. The energy is always going to be here. You will not be disappointed. Make sure you thumbs in this video up because we need all the people in them to see this. If you have not had the opportunity to watch my prior episode recap reviews, honey, here you go, right up here, the playlist. I made it very convenient for you. You're welcome. Now we're gonna jump on into episode 12, the reunion, child. Okay, we're gonna get into the juiciness. Now they didn't waste no time jumping into the drama, okay, the shenanigans. They first started with introducing the married couples, making sure that they were still married, okay, because you know how shit just changed quick with some of these shows now. So everybody's like, yeah, we're having a good time. We're in you know, La La Land. We're in heaven right now. You know how the newlywed energy is, child. So they just reassure that everything's going good. So then they start talking about, also, Alexa, how true is that about you not wearing one outfit only one time? Like, how is that even possible, child? Girl, spill your secret, spill your tea. So she was like, no, I'm gonna go to jail. I don't want everybody to know my business. Homegirl said, all I do is wear it and return it. Child, it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. Who am I to judge her? That's brilliant. Now, when Cole name came up, child, y'all seen how Colleen was looking? She got a little uneasy, honey. She kind of looked like, oh, damn, here we go. They started out by showing the infamous clip with them two in the pool, talking it up, you know, talking about who like who, how he's physically attracted to her, and how they both are each other's type in the real world. They asked Z for her reaction, and Z was pretty much like, you know, that really stung. It hurted my feelings. Colleen then goes to say, you know, she's the actress child of the bunch. So she goes into this whole, you know, just looking back, it's just so, you know, upsetting, and I would never want to hurt anyone. She gets all teary-eyed, and she goes right into the act. She made sure to say, you know, I didn't mean no harm, and it was so innocent. Basically clearing the air, making sure that she don't look like the bad guy here. And Nancy was like, you know, what should have happened was that the inappropriate remarks should have ceased after they went to the reveal. When they saw each other, they said they was gonna marry. All of that should have just went out the window. It's okay to be like, you know, you like what you like and giving your opinion on, you know, whatever. But the continuation of it, the constantness of it, the, you know, consistency of it is the problem. So I understood where Nancy was coming from. Dee then goes to say, well, I never even got an apology for that. So that really bothered me. And then Cole is just like, what, really, Z? I gave you an apology that very same night. What you talking about? Tell me what was wrong with Cole saying insane. Who made Brennon the word police, okay? Because he was just like, no, you can't use that word. And I'm just like, well, wait a minute. He ain't cuss her out. He ain't call out a name. What's wrong with insane? That word sure got Brennon boxers in a knot. Got Nancy Thone in one too. Cole goes on to say, stop lying, Z, because I done apologized to your ass plenty of times that night. I done apologized to your ass over and over again. I done apologized till I can't apologize no more. What you talking about? But my thing is, we wasn't there. Nobody was there but Z and Cole. Was an apology said? How the hell would we know? I can only go by what they say. I mean, I would hope. I kind of feel like they showed some clips of him apologizing. But what y'all think? Do you think he apologized? Was Z doing too much? Because I started feeling like Z started doing a lot in this reunion. We gonna get to that. And Brennon goes to put his 2 cents in, and he just like, you know, the disrespect was the problem. I ain't like it. His anger was really directed towards Cole. And then the sis said, well, wait a minute. It seems like you really have a problem with Cole, but Colleen played a part in this too. So are we counting her out? Are we not allowing her to have accountability as well? And he's like, well, yeah, you're right. She did have a part in it, but sis did talk it over with Matt, so she kind of get a pass. He really was coming hard down on Cole. I kind of felt bad for him. Cole did take the blame and said, you know what, y'all right, I was wrong, and he was caught in the moment. We already established throughout this season that Cole just ain't give a fuck. He was very brutally honest with things that he said. I do feel like where he was wrong was not relaying the total information. Like, he's already brutally honest. You already saying some crazy to begin with. Why not just go ahead and say it all, like kind of like Bartise did, you know? And that's what Nancy gave props to Bartise. She was like, you know, it wasn't right, but at least everything that he told me or that he said to Raven, he told me. And so Z kind of felt like she was in the dark. It was like, you said some things, but you ain't say everything. I need to know everything. I don't want no secrets. I don't want nobody coming back telling me something. You know, even though you was inappropriate, at least I can say, well, he did let me know. So they felt like it was just the fact of the matter that he didn't share all of it and that she was kind of blindsided. Speaking of blindsided. Now, come on now, Cole. Y'all is being filmed. It's going to catch up with you one way or another. So then they gets to start talking about SK and Raven. Sis immediately says, what really got to me was when I saw your mom mouthing in the audience, I do. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I did see SK mama too out there having a little fit. Like, she couldn't believe. She'd go, oh my gosh, like sis just couldn't even believe it that he said I don't. And then they started talking about when they were bonding, since Raven's mom or family did not come, so it was nice that his mom was able to go over there and kind of like bond with her during this time. I just feel like sis was more so embarrassed or in disbelief, couldn't believe it that she was rejected. Because they was kind of like, well, did you feel like you were blindsided? And she was like, well, no, I don't think I would use that word. I just feel like I was surprised. Like, look at me. Why wouldn't you want to marry me? Okay, like it was that energy more so. I just don't feel like she's used to ever being rejected because she's a beautiful girl. And so just to have that here in front of all the people to them, in front of all of America, child, it just didn't sit right with her. SK claims he didn't have no clue that he was going to say no until he got right up there at that moment. He then explains again as to why he did that. And he also reiterates that he just felt like it was going to be trouble ahead. They're not living in the same area, the long distance thing. Like, he just felt like it just was not the perfect time and it just wasn't adding up, okay? It just was not aligning. She didn't want to compromise. She wasn't a traditional wife. At least he leave that part out. But girl, I feel like he got a big issue with that. She was just like, the pause after the question is what got me. Like, what took you so long? Why was it a hold just to say I do not? And then that's when he goes to explain, like, you know, I was kind of battling in my mind. Do I disappoint the people that's here and, you know, make them feel like they wasted their time, or do I go with what I feel in my heart and in my mind? Now, they did not surprise us and say that they were still messing around with one another, honey. Was you expecting that? Honey, I damn sure knew that Raven wasn't going to let that African money get away that fast. But if y'all doing the long distance thing now, because that's what they're doing, then I don't get why that would be the issue to not marry her. You know what I'm saying? Because you still dealing with it. I don't know if that makes sense. What you think? They seem very in tune with each other. He goes up and grab a little booty, girl. You heard her say little booty chat. And she grabs her arm. And they seem like they're just so in love with one another, honey. But I don't know. I just think it's because it's the Nigerian prince, honey, child. She's like, yeah, you know, I got to do what I got to do. Okay, I got to get in where I fit in. Then they goes to start talking about how all the ladies was jumping in his inbox. And she's like, oh, I see y'all ladies, but this is mine. They saying that the communication is working with the long distance thing, child. I will see how long that lasts, though. So then they start getting into the energy that Raven and Nancy kind of gave off throughout the season. Y'all notice that too? Like, they ain't too much like each other. Then they start saying, well, you know, we didn't really have time to connect with one another. I didn't really know the girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, I seen her a time or two in the lounge or whatever, but we ain't never hang. You know, we would never. But I mean, it's normal to kind of like possibly have a problem with somebody that's going after the same dude you going after. I mean, I would feel like that's typical, right, ladies? So Raven says that it's no animosities, nothing like that. And, you know, she just tried to clear the air. Nancy said a little bit, but she didn't say a lot. I kind of feel like Nancy stand by what the fuck she said. Now, then they going to playing the little clips with Bartise and Raven, child. You know, with Bartise saying over and over again how Raven is his type on papers and they look good together. And child, now Raven said she was shocked. She had no clue that he still felt any type of thing afterwards. She said she thought it was over and done with. You know, she made up her mind. She was going after the African money. SK then gives Raven brownie points for shutting that shit down. Not even entertaining it, not even the least bit. And it was a little slight shade, I think, too, that he was throwing at Colleen. Bartise goes to say that he was embarrassed. He couldn't even how to watch the footage. He couldn't even believe his behavior, honey. That's you. Okay, sometimes we got to take a step back and evaluate ourselves, and the fact that they was able to film him and show him, like, this is you, that's you, that was you, that wasn't nobody else but you. He then says, after the apology, he don't feel that his feelings were inappropriate towards Raven. Now you see why I can't get it. I can't get on the same page with Bartise. Like, baby, you could have just kept that to yourself. You was doing a good thing here and then boom, okay? Just instant change. Like, I know I'm wrong. You know, I ain't have to do it like that, but I said what I said. If looks could kill, once more, Nancy, okay, the way she was looking at Bartise as he would be dead. SK comes in and was like, you know, I was not intimidated at all, honey. I'm very secure within myself. I have a beautiful woman, so I expect that, okay? Just don't try that again. Then they start talking about Matt and Colleen, child. Sis was like, I feel like you guys were the only couple that really had no clue going to the altar. Now, Matt goes in and starts talking about their communication skills and how it's been improving since they got married. They did mention that they still having daily arguments, but small ones. I don't know how true that is, child. Because the looks on Colleen's face, I read that he was a big lie. That he's downplaying some shit. They also revealed that they wasn't living together. Now, that ain't none of our business. I feel like, hey, what works for you, if that's what makes you happy. They probably could use that distance sometime. I'm pretty sure Matt can be a little overwhelming. They tried to put it on the rental agreements and the lease and all this, but how the hell we know? Then they start talking to Alexa and Brennon. They like, you know, y'all kind of came off in this season with the lesser of the problems. Like, y'all came off like this perfect couple almost, which they did, I'm not gonna lie. And then they admitted that, you know what, we didn't have many issues while being filmed, but once we got home, we started having like little small arguments. And I was like, okay, really? Because I would never have guessed, honey, not little Miss Perfect now having any arguments. But they said it was about dishes, child. Alexa made a really great point when she said, don't let roommate issues become marital issues. And I love that. Like, I was like, you better tell them. Like, I do feel like you got to draw the line. And if the situation is small, let it go. Don't dwell, don't go to bed mad. You know, just let it go. Talk about it, communicate, and let it go. Move forward. Okay, respect one another. Like, as long as you have those qualities in a relationship, I feel like it can work. Girl, you saw when Nick started joking about the eye water, child. He started like getting a little teary-eyed, but then he came out of his pocket with the damn eye water, the eye drops. He like, hold on. And then just reenact them when Andrew did that. Girl, I still don't know what that was about. Like, was homeboy trying to hide the fact that he was in tears? That his heart was crushed because he was not chosen? Like, what was that about? Then they started trying to shade him about the whole little sexcapade thing he was talking about with the whole, you know, I could make a come without getting physical. It ain't for everybody, but for me, I got a little juicy down there. I was like, well, wait a minute, okay? Because I just love intellect. That's probably why it really, like, if you can mind me before me, honey, then you are in there, okay? And to hear that this is even a thing, I'm pretty sure it's a thing. Because have you ever read urban fiction books? They really was joking. Like, they said that he denied to come to the reunion. He wouldn't get on the plane. And a lot of them was like, well, he's better where he's at. And I'm like, well, why they give Andrew a hard time? What he did to them? I mean, not to say he was a little self-centered and a little full of himself, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Nancy made the choice, the best choice she could possibly make. I feel like she did good by not going with him. But then again, honey, you kind of wonder about her choices because look who she ended up with and look how that turned out. I didn't realize that people was a little sour about Andrew. I don't know. They even brought up Alexa when she made that little comment about Brennon child in the bedroom child. The 1 minute man. I sure hope he doing better with that, honey. I sure hope he taking care of home. You know, she's tried to get a little embarrassed, like, ooh, no, we not going there. We not going to. Yes, sis, we going there. How is it? She didn't really speak too much on it, though. You see, she didn't say too much. I don't know. Sis trying to get pounded, okay? She want that back blown out. She want them legs way back, want that hair pulled. And I'm really hoping that he living up to what she's used to getting or what she want, honey. She look like she that one that want to get bit on, scratched up, maybe slapped around, choked. I don't know. Brennon just seemed like he's just so, you know, the complete opposite. I think that's the best way I can put that. I remember them saying, making a point that during this whole process, SK and Raven kind of kept their whole sexcapades on the hush. You know, they wasn't doing no kissing and telling. So they was like, well, when y'all even hooked up? When can we ask y'all that? And she's like, yeah, after the marriage. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. I thought they hooked up in the pool down there. I'm a little confused. But I ain't surprised because I told y'all she said that she wasn't the type that want to be all physically and touched. And, you know, that wasn't her love language. I'm not surprised that it probably did take a little longer than it did for the rest of the crew. I'm going to just say that. Now, then Nick goes to asking Bartise, like, do you regret saying no? And he immediately says yes. He says he does regret it and it was hard to watch. And then here come Nancy with all the tears crying. Me a river. Oh, she just goes to say that she felt blindsided. Child, what's up with this blindsidedness? She goes to speak to him and say, look, we had a one-on-one. We promised each other that we would not blindside each other. That if we felt some type of way, if we wasn't feeling it no more, that we was going to let the other person know. What happened to that? They started talking about her family's reaction. She just kept saying, you know, yeah, they were really bothered by this. They were just really expressing emotions that I kind of combated. And Bart was acting like he was so affected by it. But then they goes to start spilling tea like, honey, you couldn't been too bothered with you hanging with the tall blonde chick. You know the tall blonde chick that you posted on your damn social media. And she's like, yeah, you know, I was checking out his social media a few days after the wedding. He was with this girl on a boat and she was sitting all in his lap. And clearly he looked like he moved the phone. He wasn't bothered one bit. Alexa didn't like that shit. She was upset. He started saying, well, wait a minute. My sex life is none of your business, which is true. But the timing, I get that as well. Like, you damn, slow down before you wreck out. You know what I'm saying? It comes off that you had this situationship going on or you had done checked out, which I already knew. Didn't I say he been checked out way long ago? And you was just trying to go along with the flow. It just solidifies that he was just, wasn't really feeling Nancy. I think that's what they was trying to get at. That was the point they were trying to make. Like, baby, clearly, all that shit you sitting up here saying about how you feel and you sad and you sorry and you regret it and all that, but make it make sense. The math not math. And I went on your social media and y'all here sliding already. Then that gets to Z and Cole. They start showing immediately Z's turning into mommy mode. Pick up your shit. Don't you know where that goes? God damn it, don't do that. Cook with some seasoning with this white chicken. Cole tried to make it a little better by saying, well, it's not as bad as it looks. Honey, I can only go off what we can see. And what we seen was sis running the show, being very much mommy-like. Z does warming up, put a big drawers on, granny panties on, and say, you know what? I can admit that I could have been a little bit more patient. I could have been a little bit more graceful with him. Then she brings up the whole cutie thing, tangerine thing. I don't know about you, child, but I immediately start thinking about the clip from Girls Trip with the grapefruit. I'm like, well, wait a minute, what they got going on now? What you supposed to do with a tangerine thing? Cause see here, I'm always open, learning new things now. And they goes to throwing him and his ass under the bus, child, throwing him right in the fire, saying, oh boy, you got a whole number at your bachelor party. But then I started thinking like, wait a minute, it ain't like they went and seen ass. They went to the damn rodeo. He was picking up bitches at the rodeo? I wasn't really buying that one though. I was like, Z, I don't know about that, child. Ain't know who the hell at the rodeo. Cole denies everything. Something about after the party, they went somewhere with some of the guys and they met, and the horse's mouth, admitted to it before their wedding day or wedding night or something like that. Cole is like, what the fuck is you talking about, honey? He is acting oblivious to the whole situation. He's like, baby, why you making shit up? And she's like, well, I didn't get this from nobody. It's not no third party situation. Nobody ain't come spray me about you. You said it. What I can say, them guys was acting real dumbfounded, huh? Ain't nobody say too much. Matt was just like, I can't say what happened, but we took an Uber home. And then everybody came in. Either they was chiming in with that or they was just hush mouth. So I don't know what happened, if anything happened. I would like to believe that Z wouldn't make up no shit like that, to be honest with you. And you know, yeah, the way Cole was moving throughout this season, child. I mean, I hate to say it, Cole, but I can't put it past you. Then Cole goes to ask Nancy, like, baby, what's your beef with me? What's up? What's up? Because I ain't even talking to you and you keep talking to me. So what's up? And she's just like, yeah, you know, because Z is my girl and the things I knew that was behind the scenes, things they didn't show. And then that's when Z chimes in and was like, yeah, see, because they didn't show so much, it makes you look like a better person than you are. And I'm just like, well, why the hell? Okay, what's up with camera production? Okay, because we need all the tea. Don't leave out, don't edit out. Put in that, okay? He started talking about the whole eating situation, and he was insinuating that she need to eat more salad, maybe insinuating a diet, child. Started talking about the tangerine, like he was trying to control her food habits. Bartise comes in, honey. Now, he ain't got no room to talk, but he come in and he like, well, you know what, Z, when did you realize that you was going to say no? And she said wedding day, okay? Mind your business, Bart. I kind of do. Now, we know, y'all know I talk some shit about Cole and his brutally honestness. But I kind of did see where Cole was coming from when he was like, you're really making me out to be this horrible, horrible person. And if I was that horrible, why in the hell was you even still rocking with me to the end? Why? It was such a horrible experience, damn, baby. Why you ain't been left? Why subject yourself to that environment? Seems like them ladies was pretty hard on Cole. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I kind of felt like I needed to step in at one point because I was just like, oh, okay, hold on. Damn, ain't nobody gonna defend Cole? Raven said he don't like to take accountability. Alyssa said he's deceitful. Well, according to Cole, he evil. They're saying, well, you ain't even bothered to call after the wedding. If you really felt some type of way, why when you follow up? And he just feels like, well, she should have called me. She the one saying no. She made it clear. She the one made that big ass scene, talked about me like a damn dog in front of everybody. Why should I call her? Bartise brought up the applause, child. He was like, well, what was that? Was this premeditated? Because why was there a standing ovation? Did you like speak with your friends and say, well, look, homegirl, this is what I'm going up there to do. And once I do it, when I drop the mic, I need y'all to clap. I can only imagine some of the footage that we probably didn't see because Cole was a piece of work on camera, so I can imagine off. I just don't know to what extent. And I do agree with him. If he was that damn bad, why wouldn't you leave? Now, I don't know what's the stipulations with being on this show. Do they sign some type of paperwork saying that you can't go? Do they get paid? And you don't get paid if you don't complete the assignment? Like, I'm not really sure. I'm not sure. Maybe it's some things that they can't even talk about with people, you know, or they'll be in trouble or something. So I don't know. But she did make it seem like it was a little hell on earth with Cole. I definitely can side with him when he said, if I was that damn bad, why stay? Alexa mentions, you know, I just wanted to clear the air because a lot of people were saying that I didn't show a lot of love. I did more of a like, an agreement and things like that, but I didn't really display it much. Well, which I didn't catch. I didn't catch that. Did you catch it? I really didn't see that. And I didn't even see Brennon complain about it. I seen Matt mention it more about Colleen. I opened up about her feelings more so than Brennon. Brennon didn't complain at all, honey. He was a sweetheart. He just took what he got. She kind of just said, you know, the reason why was because she was brought up in a home and an environment where it wasn't love like that. Like they have sarcastic love and things like that. So this is new to her, which I get it completely, because if that foundation is not set, it will be hard. And she's just saying that she's learning day by day. She's adjusting. And again, Brennon ain't complaining. So why the hell does it matter what everybody else thinks, child? Now, Nick did bring up about the whole abortion thing, and they were just saying like that was really big of them to even have this talk on national TV where there's going to be a ton of backlash, both good and bad, you know, and it's going to live with you forever. A bitch going to always go and pull up the dirt or the comments you said. I do applaud them as well. Too many people be in relationships and they do not cover topics like such that needs to be covered. Finances, religion, politics, all of this needs to be talked about. A lot of times people avoid it or they wait too damn late. They be done got pregnant by the person, then they find out about them. They done got married to the person, then they find out about the family. They done everything. It just, you know what I'm saying? It's important to have these conversations, honey. So I really applauded them as well for having this type of talk. Nick ends up giving the floor to anybody who want to say something. You know, they get into the end, okay, of this episode, and they're like, well, you know, before we go, anybody want to say anything? Cole starts by crying and apologizing and crying some more and apologizing again. He starts saying how it was so painful to see himself and, you know, he feels like he would not do it again because they asked, do you regret being on this show? And she was like, Cole, you was the first one ever in 3 seasons to say that you regret doing this. And he's like, I regret, you know, making her feel this way. I regret some of the things that I said, watching how I handled her. I regret those things and I would never want to do that again. He will apologize to everybody. He was saying, I didn't mean to hurt nobody. I really hope that we can continue to be broskies and things like that after the fact. He's learning. He's learning. He's growing. And that's what it's about. Ownership, you know, taking accountability and working on you. Colleen came through with her acting skills, child, and she talked about how she mean no harm once more. And she not proud of what she said and looked directly at Z. And then, you know, she was saying she was very shallow and superficial and this and this and this and this, okay? Then she goes to start talking about how she's so grateful for Matt because he's making her to be this better person and she couldn't ask for a better love. Matt then comes in and talk about her work ethic. Yeah, you know, I really applaud her because, baby, she works. He got me working day and night. If that song was a person, it would be Colleen, according to Matt. He was just like, yeah, she get up 6 a.m., 8 a.m., 12 p.m. she here, she doing ballet, she at the law firm. He done laid out her whole damn work schedule to us, child. And I don't know if that was shade. Cause with Matt, you gotta kind of wonder. I don't know if he liking that work schedule, Colleen, honey. You might have to drop a few things down. He needs a little bit more attention and he's going to start feeling a little insecure. He's going to start feeling a little lonely. I don't know. That just kind of raised a little red flag. Even though he made it to be out into a compliment, I just don't know. It probably was a little shade behind it. Cole again starts saying that he regrets tearing down her self-esteem, honey. That was not his intent. He starts crying and then Z starts assuring him like, you know what, baby, don't worry about it. I done left that behind at the altar, honey. When I walked away, I forgave you. I'm fine. We're fine. I don't hate you. I'm not holding on to a grudge. Yes, I didn't like it, but I'm over it. Let it go. He just was really breaking down and was talking about how that footage was really getting to him and he hated to see him in that. Z said she was definitely do it again and she would do it again with him. Like she doesn't regret the experience. And I'm like, well, wait a minute though. You just not long ago tried to really tear this young man down. Now you're like, I would do it again in a heartbeat with you. I'm just a little confused. I think Sissy is too. He just tried to air out his dirty laundry about all the stuff that they didn't show and made him out to be this person. You know what I'm saying? And then she goes from that to saying she would do it again with him anytime. I don't know, child. Now, you know, all season long, I've been saying that Cole really needs to learn to shut the hell up, child. He did. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna put that past him. But then they went and got the footage of the cuties, the tangerines. I'm so glad they pulled up that footage. Now, probably, if we could talk about it again with her, Z might say, oh, that's not all the footage. They only showed a little bit. I don't know, child. But was I the only one that was a little confused? I felt like Cole was just being Cole. Cole was Colin. Okay, in that clip. He asked her, are you trying to slim down for the wedding, for your dresses? That's what you got going on? And she agreed. I did not see him controlling her. I didn't see him insinuating that she needed to lose weight, like kind of like what she made it seem like. Or like she shouldn't eat that. It was more so, he seemed, if anything, a little concerned. He was like, well, damn, you only ate a banana? That's it? Wow, I was trying to give you some of my poke bowl or poke bowl or whatever it's called. And she was just like, yeah, but you know, I had that last night, so I didn't want it. But how is he offering you food But you saying that he's controlling your eating habits and he didn't want you to eat. And he said instead of you eating 2 cuties, you did say the full serving size thing. I don't know. I didn't see it, y'all. I did not pick up the energy that she gave off in the reunion. I'm gonna say that. I didn't see where Cole can be worse than that. Y'all, come on now. Come on. Can the church say amen? Cole can be worse than what he displayed on that clip that they showed. I didn't see it there. I didn't catch it. Maybe it flew over my head. So let me know, when you watched that clip, did you feel like he was trying to say or be controlling or like offend her? I mean, he has done some offensive things to her, but I just didn't catch that tea that time around. Well, honey, we done made it to the end of this recap review. We done officially made it to the end of this season. I am so devastated. Like, it went by fast, didn't it? I think it's because they was dropping 3 or 4 episodes at a time. What are y'all thoughts? You know you got to come down in them comments and talk to me, baby. You know I talk back. If there's any shows that you guys would like me to watch and review, please throw some suggestions down in the comments, because I really had a good time with this. Be sure to check out my whole Love is Blind playlist if you have not already watched those other videos. Make sure you thumbs up this video so we can be able to get this out there on the on everybody's home screen. If you made it to the end of this video, be sure to use this emoji. That's how I'm gonna know it's real. I want to thank you very much for taking the time out to watch my video. Until next time, later.